Okay, so this video is going to be essentially arms, upper body. Because it's going to be a little bit more strength challenging, we'll do 30 seconds on and then a 30-second break in between. And I'll try and show you the modifications as quickly as I can. If you're doing this and you're like, this is just too hard, you can just message me and ask me what would be a way to modify it. So like I said, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. We're going to do 9 different exercises, mostly focusing on arm strength with a little bit of upper back strength and shoulder strength as well. So first exercise is going to be a plank, and with the plank there's about 4 different ways to modify it to make sure that you can do it comfortably. And let me just get my time here ready to go. So I'll just show you really quickly. The most basic is a plank leaning against the wall, and then as you graduate further along in your plank strength, you go from essentially from a vertical position to as horizontal as you can, and I'll just really quickly show you the different ones, and then you can pick, and we'll start the timer after I've shown you the different plank options. So for our plank, if I'm going to do it against the wall, I'm just going to use my wall edge here. If I'm going to do the plank against the wall, imagine I'm standing against the wall. I want to come just a little bit away from the wall with my feet. I want to make sure my core is tight, and then I'm leaning my weight against the wall. My arms stay nice and straight. If it's hard there, move a little bit closer. You just want to be as far as you can that you're still comfortable with the wall, that it's not stressing you too much, but make sure your core is engaged and your shoulders are strong and you're able to hold it for that entire time. Then if we want to modify it, you're going to find like a piece of furniture, like your couch or something, and you're going to do it elevated so that your arms and shoulders are above your hips. And to modify it a little bit more would be to go on your knees. That's going to be between the wall and then moving onto the ground. Once you move onto the ground, then we're going to go onto either this version where you're on your knees with your arms straight, or you're on your elbows. And this one, if you're on your elbows, it does a little bit more for your core and a little bit less for your arms. It does focus on your shoulders pretty well, but I would rather that we be in this position with our arms straight somehow. And then of course the last version is going to be just a regular plank like this. Now one other thing that I'm going to talk about really quick is I have bad wrists, and so handstand handles or push-up handles, they're super cheap if you order them like online on Amazon or whatever. They're like 10 or 15 bucks, something like that. And if you're not doing a bunch of crazy handstands, you should be able to get whichever ones you want. But these make it easier for me to be able to hold a handstand position. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. And here in about 2 seconds, so pick your plank position, and I'm just going to hold our plank. Like I said, we're going to only go 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. So fight for it for 30 seconds. If you're dying in the position you're in, then modify one step easier to wherever that one step should be to make it easier. You're halfway done now and you've got 15 seconds left to go. If this is an easy plank for you and you want an advanced version, just ask me and I'll give you some more advanced versions. But by the time you're done this workout, I think you probably just want to hang out in this plank, and that's probably good enough. So here we go, and we're done. You got a 30-second break, and we're going to go to our elevated dips. So I'll talk about it while we're on our break, but essentially where you can start, same thing, we can start on the wall where we're leaning against the wall and you're fairly away from it, and you're going to dip back against the wall. You should feel it in your triceps. And then if you want to modify to the next level, pretend this is a couch or something like this, and my feet are down on the floor, and you would do your dips here. The deeper you go, the more workout you're going to get. And it is time to start, so let's pick your spot and go ahead and get started. And like I said, if you go really deep, that's going to be more workout. If you're not feeling it, then just start right here with really baby tricep dips and just hang out right here. And if you need a break, take a little break and then get back to it. We've only got 10 more seconds left. And 5 seconds. Keep going strong. 2 seconds. And 1. And you're done. So our next exercise is going to be our push-ups. So exactly the same as your modifications for whatever that was, whether where you're at with your plank, that's where I would start, or one level even easier from that, even if it's almost standing straight up next to the wall. If you're feeling pretty good about your push-ups, then I would come down onto the floor. If you can't quite make the 30 seconds and you need to go take it down a notch, do that, but try and keep going for that entire time. Let's go ahead and get started, and just whichever is your most comfortable for right now. We're not going to do 10 different kinds of push-ups. Let's build up some strength first, and then we'll worry about where we go with our push-ups. You got 15 seconds left on your push-ups, and like I said, if you're dying, go ahead and modify it up. Make it the step easier. You got 10 seconds, and 5, 3, 2, and 1. All right, you made it through one of the hard ones. So this next one looks really funny, and at first it won't feel like anything's happening, but once you get into it a little bit further, then it will. And if you want to modify it and make it harder, just grab some really light weight, like some little 3-pounders or 1.5-pounders. But you're going to do standing butterflies, but high butterflies. So just go ahead and stand and squeeze your arms, and your time is going. And keep squeezing your upper back and engage those muscles in your upper back. You're probably starting to feel it in your shoulders right about now, especially if you're really engaging those muscles. And try and go a little bit higher in your swings. You got 5 seconds left. And like I said, if that's really easy for you, you're good. If that's really easy for you, grab either like a 3-pound dumbbell or even little cans of food. That works really well too. So let's go to our next one, which is our box to elbows. All right, so in this exercise, I'll show you kind of forward. Well, we'll do it this way. So back to that starting yoga box position, and you're going to be alternating and going down and pushing back up. So go ahead and get started. So down, push up, then rotate. Make sure that you're switching back and forth on which arm you're pushing up with every time and which one you're going down with. You can do 2 in a row of the same one, then switch. You're halfway done, and switch. Make sure you're switching to go back and forth so that you're pushing up with both of them, and it's not always the same arm doing all the work. And you got 2 seconds left, and done. Let's see. Okay. So this one's going to look a little bit like a stretch, but it is a workout for your upper back and shoulders. So it's going to be the straddle stand, just like a basic straddle stand position. And you don't have to touch the ground, but you're going to lift your arms up and then relax and lift them up. You don't have to start yet. You got 5 seconds before we get started. And time to get started. So hands down, lift up, squeeze, relax. Lift up, squeeze, relax. When you say squeeze, I'm talking about your upper back and your shoulders. And squeeze and relax. And even if you're standing up here, I don't care, but lift up as tall as you can. However flexible you are, you don't need to go below horizontal, but try and lift and squeeze your upper back and squeeze your upper back. You got 5 seconds left on this one. 2 and 1. Good. And why can't I find my spot? There we go. All right. So in this one, we're going to go back into our box position. This one's going to work your shoulders. And what you're going to do is you're just going to do a 4 count forward and a 4 count back. You're going to start in your basic position. And on time here, in 2 seconds, we're going to go. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. If it's too much to go really far forward, just go as far forward. If this is all you can go forward, then that's it. But go all the way as far forward as you can in the 4 count, and then 4 counts back to relax. And then 4 count forward. You got 5 seconds left. If you want to modify it harder, you do it in the push-up position, and you're done. Okay? And alright, so this one is kind of a fake bicep curl. If you have weights and you want to just do a bicep curl, that's totally fine. But this one's a resistance bicep curl, so you're actually going to use your leg to do it, and you're going to do both arms at the same time. You're not starting it, I'm just kind of showing you how. So you should feel through your biceps against the pressure of your leg. You're going to start right now and go. So pull all the way up and feel it pulling as you go. Pull all the way up, and it doesn't matter which leg you do because your leg's not really doing that much work. We can switch it halfway, and we're at halfway right now, so switch legs and pull both arms, and make sure you're really focusing on it's your biceps, although your forearms are going to get a bit of a workout too. Just make sure you give yourself as much resistance pressure as you want. You got 5 seconds left, and 2 and 1. Nice work. And we got our biceps. Alright, so for our last one, I'm going to do this one facing forward. You can go back into your box position, and you're going to do alternating side to side. So you want your hands nice and wide in a box position, and you're going to do, it's a little bit of a side shoulder stabilizer and strengthener. So it's kind of like push-ups, kind of not. We're just going to go and start now. We're going to go down to the side, back up, down to the side, back up, down to the side, and back up. You should feel this through your pectorals as well as through all of your shoulders and your triceps. So this is a pretty good workout, and again, if you want to modify this, make it more in a laid out push-up position on your knees or in a full push-up position, and you want to do it that way. You got 5 seconds left, and keep going side to side. You got 3 seconds, and this is your last one, and you are done. Nice job. That's it for the upper body workout.